Today is going to be something interesting to talk about, I guess, a little bit. While I'm in my apartment, I have Wi-Fi, and with that Wi-Fi, the ISP I have is Spectrum. Um, with the apartments that I'm in, they're pretty densely packed, not too badly, but um, there is a lot of, I don't know what you call it, segregation. It's just like you got like a building and then you got like four units on top, four units on the bottom. It's kind of interesting. It's not too bad. That's for like the one bedroom type setups and whatever. But when it comes down to using the internet, you'll see like 50 um, like places to connect to. Basically, it's just like a lot of people, like all the Wi-Fi you can pick up in this area from people and their services and the routers that they have, like whatever people, whatever. So through that, and what that is, I've been heavily using my Wi-Fi by means of using Chromecast with YouTube, like streaming off my phone, streaming off my phone and whatever that I have and whatever, the Motorola E5 Plus, kind of irrelevant. It's not the phone, but whatever. So I download tons of stuff. I'm uploading tons of stuff. I recently have been using GeForce Now experience for using the gaming rigs to stream gaming. You need a lot of upload, a lot of download. You can basically within 1 hour use like 9 gigabytes worth of data, which is like really insane. So during the afternoon hours, on the weekends, the Wi-Fi is very congested and slow, which is kind of hard to believe, but then again, I don't know. Then when everybody's at work, it's not too bad. When everybody comes home from work around like anywhere from 5 to 8, it's really jammed because it's like people turn on their TV, they start using Chromecast, they start running up their Netflix, YouTube on their computers, you know, people just using the internet, like bandwidth wise and everything. So I've been playing Destiny 2 through GeForce Now, and through me doing that, it's like a lot, and I play it for a lot of hours. So I've basically used about 230 gigabytes just alone in me using that, which is fucking crazy. And I've recently been having problems for the past week with it's saying, oh, latency is low, and I've never had that problem. I've never had the whole, oh, latency is low, like your internet's slow as fuck, and I'm like, the fuck, my internet isn't slow. What are you talking about? I got like 400 megabit internet. Get out of here. But to my discovery, I think that with having unlimited internet, I think Spectrum slows down your internet depending on how much data you use, upload and download. Because my upload, my uploading became 200 like 2 megabytes, 2 megabytes up. It eventually got to the point of like zero point 0.9 megabytes up, which is like even during the middle of the night when nobody's on it, which is so weird. Nobody's on it. And so like I picked like a normal week. I picked during a normal week, and Monday to Friday, I did it like on a Wednesday. I did it at middle of the night, like 3 a.m. Nobody's going to be on their Wi-Fi at 3 a.m. I do internet speed tests. I'm doing all these types of things and investigative things and whatever. So during the afternoon, I'm doing my internet speed tests, and I'm taking these in and I'm logging them with my usage and whatever. During the afternoon, it's not too bad, but when it comes down to the middle of the night, it should be a lot freaking better. But I have a suspicion that there's an amount of usage that you can burn through that is a elevated faster speed, and when you run out of that elevated faster speed, they completely throttle how much speed you get. And um at the very beginning of the month when I freshly pay my bill, it's fast as hell. And then when you get through towards the end of your bill and you've used a lot of it, it begins to like just pewter out, slow down. Like your download is like 5 megabytes, and I'm paying for 40 megabyte download and upload. I think that's from what I've seen in my billing and paperwork and what I'm supposed to be getting. And it's so annoying that none of this anywhere is specified that, oh, okay, you're gonna slow down and whatever. Um, and I've basically been able to go through 230 gigabytes worth of usage just alone through me using what I do. I can even try to check how much my phone uses on the Wi-Fi usage, because I believe that's a thing you can check how much Wi-Fi you've used or something. Um, or I'm not sure. Let me see here. I don't remember. But on the phone at one point, oh yeah, oh okay. So I've used about 90 gigabytes worth of internet on my phone. That's a lot. um, it's just crazy, and that's with all of my apps that are on my phone. Every single phone, it pools up to 90 gigabytes. YouTube is 17 gigabytes. Google Play is at 20 gigabytes. Showbox, my movie stuff, is 15. My Google Play Store is at like 11 gigabytes. Google Photos is at 4 gigabytes. Facebook's 4. Chrome is 4. It's not too bad. Tidal is like a gig. Yeah, because I re-got it again and I didn't really use it a bunch. But yeah, it's freaking crazy. When it comes down to my mobile data, I haven't used it a bunch, but I have a Metro PCS for my carrier for my phone, and so through them and their data, basically, they state that if you're using mobile data, you will get 35 gigabytes of high speed mobile data. But once you burn through that 35 gigabytes, then you can still get like high speed internet of mobile data, but then that gets tanked once you get over it, and it just depends on the random usage of everybody else. So I've been in that situation one or two times where you get over 35 gigabytes and you get the internet speed, but it takes like a minute or two. It cranks and cranks, and then it just loads because it's calculating everybody else, and then you finally get the boom. Now this isn't happening totally with Spectrum. Like the Spectrum internet feels like I got fucking dial-up internet. It's like so slow. It's like I pay for the fastest speed, and you can't even like explain to me why it's not working. I even talked to a lady when I called up Spectrum, and I'm like, "Why is my internet so slow? I'm paying for the fastest, bestest speed ever." And then she goes and tells me, "Oh yeah, restart the router." Me restarting the router is like gonna make it work and reset and be better and everything. And I'm like, really? The fuck? And so she does all that, and it's a little bit better than it was when she did it with me. But then that whole like, oh yeah, we're just gonna reset something and do something on our end and diagnose something, whatever, better, however, whatever. So it worked like pretty okay. It seemed like it did something, but it really still kind of sucked and whatever. But you also got to remember, yes, you got to deal with other users using it all at the same time as you are. But when there's another monopoly in play where you're going to be throttling me down to how much I use, and I go and use, like, let's say, just 230 gigabytes, a lot, like just a bunch of data on your network, what the frick? But yeah, like I only got about two devices on the network, I only got my laptop and my phone on there. So you would think that, I probably used about 300 gigabytes worth of Wi-Fi usage between my phone and my Spectre. And you would think that, hey, I'm not sure about Chromecast and how to measure that. I don't think that's measured anywhere. But, like, let's account for, maybe that, let's just say I used like 350 gigabytes worth of internet. Shit. Damn, that shit's annoying. Like, why is it like this? Like, I feel like even when you buy like the 100 megabit package, it throttles way worse. It throttles way worse because you don't have much starting off bandwidth, and once they nerf you, it hurts a lot. And I feel like the slowing down of the speed just happens over time, and it's really weird. Like, I don't know, like I want to have a like controllable environment, one line, one use, one direct line, one, riverway of them, use a bunch of data and figure it out. They don't really expect users to figure this shit out. Another thing too is their marketing and adding on an extra zero to 400 like megabits or whatever, and it's like, no, you mean megabytes. So they're measuring, it's you just move a comma, and 400 is 40, like 100 is 10. Like, they're measuring stuff in kilobytes instead of megabytes. And so it's because they don't want to be like, oh yeah, you're getting 40 megabytes worth of, internet. Yeah, no, bullshit. No, you want to make your numbers look bigger, so through make your numbers look bigger through kilobytes. You're gonna be like, yeah, we're giving you 400 kilobytes. That's a really large number. I'm not surprised that they're measuring it in bytes, because if it was in bytes, it'd be 4,000, and it's like, oh my god, like the lies and what they tell people, man, it gets crazy. So it's crazy. So whenever you're talking on the phone and you're trying to buy internet or get internet for things, uh, and you got that representative on the phone trying to help you out and service you and whatever, like, it doesn't even matter if you go and get the gigabit internet. It doesn't matter if you get that top tier internet. If you get that top tier internet, you're probably going to run through that speed faster and quicker because they know you're going to pay that money. They know that they just got you in the bag and there's nothing you can do about it. And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, we can upgrade you like from like a 200 megabit package to a 400 megabit package, or yada yada yada. And it's just like, no, I don't care about that. Like, don't state that something is unlimited if it's not truly unlimited, and you're going to start throttling after so much usage. And then when you say that, you understand it. If there's a limit on something, express that. Don't hide it from the user being like, oh, okay, yeah, you got, uh, sure, everything's unlimited up to this point. And if that was explained and put out there, maybe not as many people would probably buy internet or go with Spectrum or Frontier, either way. I don't know about Frontier and their usage, but normally when it comes down to Frontier, my experience through my family when we had them, they were like couldn't ever get their accounting straight. And when you're taking your own accounting course in money and how to manage it, you basically have the power to school them in saying, "Hey, something's not right here." So when you're just paying $44 for internet and you get like the middle tier package, and don't forget also too, with me paying $44 for internet at 400 megabits, I had gotten a specialty tier package where I wouldn't be paying more for having internet at the middle tier package. They basically first tier um brought the first tier price package and upgraded it for the middle tier. So instead of paying $44 for 100 megabit internet, it was for 400 megabits for like $44. So I think it's a pretty good deal. But yeah, it when it comes down to it, and the ISPs and what I'm dealing with and what I feel like I've discovered, because I've always felt like there's always been this hitch with Spectrum. I always feel like there's some cage at the end of the month where everything just gets slowed down, and it's so weird and it's just irritating. Like, you can call them up and say, "Hey, my internet's slow." Yeah, and then they fix it. They fix your internet for, oh yeah, just click of a button, make it seem better. And then when you're done getting off the phone with them, it will be okay. It will be okay for a short period of time, and then it just sucks again. So then you gotta go call them up again and say, "Hey, my internet's slow," and all this other BS, and you're just like, oh my god, and you're just like, dealing with it is just really sucky. And it basically boiled down to the point of that I can't even just play my games through GeForce Now experience, whatever, because of the bottlenecking that they induce on you. And it's super annoying. And yes, the internet's fast, the download is there, but when it comes to the upload and them crippling that, that is irritating. Like, I think they did eventually cripple my download to like 100 megabits, I think, or 10 megabytes, which isn't too bad. But when it comes down to the upload, yeah, no. Upload is very precious, and you may know it.